Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from Group 3. We would like to present our topic, which is managing employee injury risk. My name is Nur Farah Atika binti Zainuddin. My matric number is 049075.
My name is Muhammad Karavizul Benjamin. My matric number is 049099.
My name is Noor Anis Akila binti Zainuddin and my matric number is 049177.
My name is Munira binti Fazlian. My matric number is 049309.
My name is Wani Namni. My matric number is 048977.
Farah.
Employee injury. Employee injury is an occupational injury describes any type of injury or illness that occurs to a patient as related to his or her specific occupational demands or requirements. Occupational injuries or illness represent a substantial percentage of emergency department visits as well as primary care and specialty clinical practices. The most common organs involved are the hands, eyes, spine, head, lungs, skeleton, and skin. It also results from physical, biological, chemical, or psychosocial hazards such as noise, temperature, insect or animal bites, aerosols, and so on. Slips, trips, and falls are among the most common causes of accidents and injury at work. There are various factors that contribute to the risk of slips and trips. Slips usually occur when there is a loss of grip between the shoe and the floor. Foot hits a low obstacle in the person's path, causing a loss of balance. Often, the obstacle is not easily visible or noticed. And the other following factors that can contribute to the risk of slips and trips are contaminants, low surfaces, cleaning, obstacles, and other trip hazards. Environment including lighting, people and activity, and also footwear. How to manage slips, trips, and falls. The simplest way of preventing slips, trips, and falls injuries in your workplace is to develop a risk management plan which identifies, assesses, controls, and monitors safety hazards and risks. Injury management is a coordinated and managed process consisting of activities and procedures to facilitate a timely, safe, and durable return to work for injured workers. There are other things to consider in employee injuries management, risk management, which is design, record keeping, maintenance, training, and consultation. That is all. Thank you.
Next, manual handling injuries. Manual handling injuries is any transporting or supporting of a load by one or more workers. It including the following activities such as lifting, holding, putting down, and etc. Manual handling injuries also called as manual material handling. These manual handling activities are an essential part of many workflows. It can be extremely dangerous if not managed correctly. They occurs in work environments such as factory, warehouse, and more. Next are what makes the manual handling dangerous. It becomes dangerous when carry out a manual handling risk assessment. Staff should be considering four main areas, which is the nature of task, the capabilities of individual performing, the characteristic of the load and layout of the environment, These four factors can be easily remembered by using acronym TILE, which is Task, Individual, Load, Environment. The possible negative health effects the manual handling is it can result in fatigue and lead to injuries of the back, neck, shoulder, arm, and other body parts. There's two groups that may result from the manual handling. First would be crack, bruises, fractures, and etc. This is causes from sudden, unexpected events such as accident. Second would be damage to the musculoskeletal system of body, such as muscle, tendons, ligaments, bones, and etc. This musculoskeletal disorder can be divided by three groups, which is neck and upper limb disorder, lower limb disorder, and back pain more. This is legal and standard requirements. Overview of OSHA 1994, which is Occupational Safety and Health Act 1994. This aims to secure the safety, health, and welfare of persons at work and protect others in relation to the activities of persons at work. The objective of this is to secure the safety, health, and welfare. And also to protect the person and to promote the occupational environment adapted to person's psychological and physiological needs. Next is overview of FFA 1967. In other words, FMA means Factories and Machinery Act 1967. This act to provide of the control of factories to provide for the control of factories to matters related to safety, health, and welfare of persons. Next is ISO standard requirements. ISO standard requirement is the National Organization of Standardization, which is the document that related to manual handling. So there is identification of manual handling. This identification of manual handling is observation, interview, and document review. Observation and walkthrough survey is conducted during the walkthrough, the survey of physical inspection to quickly provide an overview of hazard. Interview is useful method to gather responses from the employees who are performing manual handling tasks. And lastly, document review, which is review existing documents such as standard operating procedure, manual guidelines, and more. Musculoskeletal pain or discomfort survey. This health is one of valuable input as an indicator to trigger the need of intervention or work improvement and in prioritizing limited resources. Next is manual handling at risk assessment. This assessment can be divided by various information such as gender, height, weight of the load, whether it can lifting object, current distance, lifting, and more. The guideline provides risk assessment method for following such as lifting, repetitive lifting allowing, and more. Why safe manual handling is important? It is important to protect workers or employers from the pain and suffering that will come with MSD, such as awkward posture, poor lifting technique, and failing with stand. This safe manual handling technique are important if the right technique can significantly reduce the risk of injuries.
What are falls from height? Falls are the second most common cause of injury associated mortality after traffic accidents. They comprise a significant percentage of blind trauma case and emergency department ED admissions. A fall is defined as an injury to a person that occurs after landing on the ground after falling from a higher place, such a ladder, scaffold, building, roof, or other elevated place of work or work area. Falls mostly affect males and disproportionately affect the very young or very old. They cause more death in old people than in children. Many factors affect the mortality and morbidity of falls, such as patient age, fall age, cause of fall, type of ground on which the patient fell, and body parts injured. This study aimed to analyze the demographic characteristic of falls from head and their effects on morbidity and mortality. Next. From the injury statistic, we can see that falls from head in the food and drink industries, which is 4, are the third highest cause of fatal injury, comprising 20% of total fatal accidents. Result in around 80 major injuries, broken limbs, fractures, skulls, etc. each year. Result in a further 230 over 3-day absence injuries each year. Can result in serious or even fatal injuries even when the fall is less than 2 meters. For the place from where falls occur and activities being undertaken in the food and drink industries, analysis of 150 falls from head accident investigated by HSE over 3 years indicated the following place from which workers fell. Uh, there is 8, which is ladders 40%, vehicles FLTSC below 17%, machinery or plant 10%, platform 10%, stairs or C below 8%, and roof or false ceiling 7%, scaffold gantry 4%, and warehouse racking 4%. From the risk assessments guide, we have here 7, which is access and egress, duration and frequency of use, fragile roofs, consequence of potential fall, maintenance, inspections, emergency rescue, and finally is installation and removal. Okay, what is collective protection? Collective protection is equipment which can protect more than one person and once properly installed or erected does not require any action by them to make sure it will work. Those protect our workers without the need of for restrictive working lines and harnesses. Examples of collective protection which prevent a fall included scaffold, tower scaffold, and cherry pickers which have guardrails and equipment which minimize the consequence of a fall. This will include nets and airbags. Personal protection is equipment which protects only the user or wearer and requires action by the individual, such as properly wearing and adjusting it for it to work. Examples include the work resistance equipment, which prevent a fall and fall errors equipment, such as inertial rail equipment, which minimizes the consequence of a fall, as well as rope access systems such as boat swings chair. Why we give priority to collective measures is because collective measures have several advantages. They are easier to use, protect everyone at risk in the work area, need less effort in terms of maintenance and users training. Personal measures have this advantage: they require a high level of training and maintenance, and they only protect the users. It has long been known the workers are unreliable, and even when issued suitable worker restraint or fall arrest equipment can fail to use it correctly and not click onto the strong point. Next. Step business owner prepare for injury. We have 4, which is be prepared, respond immediately after injury, follow through with paperwork and communication, and know what to do when an injury becomes a lawsuit. Tajuk siapa? Tajuk orang. Tak tahu siapa.
The next step is we prepare and also respond immediately after injury. The first step of we prepare is creating response plans for various accident type. Also keeping first aid supply stock and easy accessible, maintaining emergency contact on file for all employees. For respond immediately after injury, there are 4 steps, which is gather information and keep evidence, assess the situation, get workers to a safe place, also assist the injured. Next, work requirement can cause injury in 5 main ways. Entrapment, impact, contact, entanglement, ejection. Next, also selecting a purchasing equipment. There are 3 steps. Failing to save when something goes wrong, having a suitable emergency stop control, and also minimizing risk during maintenance and cleaning as well as normal operation. So,
Okay, falling object injuries is about business owners, supervisor and manager have a legal responsibility to provide a safe working environment. If one of their employees have sustained injuries due to falling object, they may be entitled workers' compensation benefit. About falling object injuries, can be caused by a wide range of working conditions. However, there are many types of accident that most common in construction industry. Accident can occur when unsecure beam swing and hit a worker who is moving across the job site. Second, unsecure hand tools fall and hit a worker standing below a scaffolding. 3. Incorrectly stored tools or building materials fall and injure a worker. 4. Lumber is not secured correctly. 5. Crane hoists or boom loads are too heavy. 6. Machinery is defective or malfunctions. 7. Warning signs are posted or hazard areas are not barricaded. 8. Workers aren't trained to take the correct safety precautions. Types of injuries. Falling object can cause a number of different injuries depending upon the size and weight of the object and distance between the object and the worker. Some of the more common falling object injuries included in workers' compensation claims included bruises, cut and scrapes, sprains and stains, broken bones, concussions, traumatic brain injuries, TBI, nerve damage, paralysis. Next, uh, filing a workers' compensation claim. This workmen compensation insurance cover legal and medical costs and workers' income liabilities for an employer. Protection against an occupational mishap at the workplace by a worker. It covers an employer's legal obligation to the safety and well-being of workers in a workplace. The workmen can be employees, subcontract employees, or any worker at the employer has contractually obligated to pay or cover. The common law plays an important aspect and can potentially stand alone from other workers' acts in the instance. For, uh, for preventing falling object injuries, number 1, use 2 lanyards. Number 2, keep all material at least 3 feet from a leading edge or other than material specifically required for work in process. Number 3, remove items from all loose or unsealed pockets, especially top shirt pockets. Number 4, do not hang objects over guardrails. Number 5, secure all objects when working on an elevated surface. Number 6, ensure toe boards are in place and inspected frequently. Number 7, require hard hats and other required personal protective equipment, PPE. Number 8, rope of the area if possible, where fall or drop hazard may exist. Number 9, inspect all PPE prior to use to confirm it still meets manufacturer's recommendation. And lastly, communicate often.
For that, we can conclude that our result indicate that the understand of management predict coverage of accidents and their dimension, physical symptoms, psychology symptoms. We also assume that employees suffer from physical and mental problem in circumstances with poor managerial support, but since the understanding of management help contribute to injury, there should be other factors such as a danger factor, weak job control, high job pressure, and work stress, etc. In other words, that we understand of the management protection for the injuries is required condition, but not sufficient. Organizational help should also be maximized to improve employees' physical and mental health. That's all. Thank you for your attention. That's all from us. And Assalamualaikum.